My name's Kevin, and welcome to my fitness adventure. I started this journey, this adventure, on the 5th of June. I'm doing what's called the Carnivore diet. I've tried the keto thing, and I've done various things like eating 6 to 8 times a day and having small meals and trying to keep my proteins and my carbs and equal amounts and throwing vegetables in there. That's way too much for me. That's too much work. I found it very difficult to follow. Exercising, despite having done 7 years in the military and 4 of those as a paratrooper, I still don't like to exercise. I used to exercise because I had to. Sergeant said, "You're going to exercise?" I went out and did it. My self-discipline is 0. I have attention deficit disorder, and I have the attention span of a gnat. So that kind of can make life difficult for me sometimes. Through the years, I've tried very hard to stay on that fitness thing. I worked in the supplement section of the PX, and so it was my responsibility to stock and keep the inventory straight. And as I was out there on the floor, people would come up to me and ask me, "Hey, how do I lose weight? How do I do this? How do I do that?" I had no idea other than what the Army told me. So what I did was I started getting all those muscle magazines and fitness magazines and started reading. And I would just tell people what I read. And for a lot of people, that worked out pretty good. I myself did the Body for Life thing. At the time that I did that, though, I was still smoking like a chimney, and I was probably 135 pounds. I think I put on 8 pounds. Of that, most of it was muscle. I actually started to see some muscle in there, and that was really cool. But I didn't stick with it. I had hurt my knee. I did 8 weeks of it instead of the full 12, and I never went back. Again, don't have any self-discipline at all. I've been doing Taekwondo for many years, and I am the worst student in the world. I am 1 belt away from my black belt, which I don't think I'll ever get because I never go to class. Even before this COVID hit, I'm probably the oldest student that my Taekwondo instructor had, Master Kim. God bless him. I've been going for like the last 15 years, in that kind of class, you can usually get it in about 1.5 to 2 years if you go to class all the time. So I'm his worst student ever. That just goes to show you what my attention span, my self-discipline is non-existent. So I've been going on and off of fitness stuff for years. I finally, back in 2006, I quit smoking and I started putting on weight. Now, when I quit, I was 130 pounds. I was a rail. My skin was like, I swear to God, it was turning gray. I felt like crap. I knew I had to do something. When my son was born back when I swear to God, I was going to quit smoking. It took me 5 years. 5 years of continuously trying to quit smoking, and I finally did it. So January 8th, Velva's birthday, I quit smoking. And that was in 2006. So, yeah, it's been quite a while now. But what happened was my metabolism slowed down to a crawl. The other thing that I like to do is I like my brewskis. I like the beer. Love beer. Love every kind of beer. There's not one beer that I really can't say that I didn't really like that much. And God knows I had my share of it. I actually became a habit. It was not a very good habit. It was really, that was adding to a lot of problems that I had, as well as the rotten eating that I had. Now, when I'm here at home, I eat well. At work, I was at the food court. Even for breakfast and stuff, yes, food court, Burger King and all that good stuff. Oh yeah, I was eating great. I ended up the most I weighed. Now you got to remember, from 130 pounds over the course of probably the last 15 years from that. So we go 2005, about 2006 when I quit, to probably around 2010, I really started to put the weight on. And the most I weighed was last year. I actually hit 215. When I started the journey in June 5th, I was fluctuating between 205 and 207. So, yeah, I got heavy. A lot of people would look at me and say, "Where?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, it's in the gut. It's around the gut. It's also around the muscles. It's everywhere. It was very well distributed. I packed a lot down in the back of my legs and my inner thighs. So no, it's very well distributed. I'm obese for my body type, which I've always, like I said, very skinny, very thin. I'm 5'10". When I joined the military back in high school, after high school, I was 135 pounds. As I said, I basically stayed in around 155 to 158 while I was in, and when I got out, I lost all that weight again. Now, the reason why I even managed to get up to the 155 was because I ate all the time. Because of all that physical activity, I was constantly shoveling food down my throat. I needed the calories, I needed the carbs and all that stuff, so I thought, because that's the way it was back then. I could eat anything and everything, because I'm also smoking 2.5 packs of cigarettes a day and drinking a ton of coffee. So, yeah, all those little bad combinations resulted in me being training my body in that way. This is what my body was used to being fed on, and until I quit the smoking and I got older. Right now I'm 57 years old, and I just don't have that 25-year-old body anymore. And so it's the self-abuse to my body is definitely taking its toll. I had found out about 10 years ago I have a congenital heart defect that I didn't even know I had. I thought I had a heart attack. When my dad was 54, he ended up with a quadruple bypass. And I don't want that. I'm older than he was at that time, and I don't want that happening to me. And having a defect like that is not really cool to be living the lifestyle that I've been living. So I definitely had heard about this carnivore diet through the last couple of years. Joe Rogan did this thing, and he had Shawn Baker, Dr. Shawn Baker, who I follow on YouTube now, along with Dr. Ken Berry and Bella, the steak and butter gal. These are the folks I've been following on YouTube. They have a lot of great information, and they helped me make my decision to go carnivore, and that's what I did. 5 June. I actually started on the 3rd of June, but I still had the brewskis in the refrigerator that I had to get rid of, so I got rid of that over the weekend. On the 5th was my official day with no more beer. So I totally eliminated any alcohol. I am not eating vegetables. I have not been eating any fruits, no carbohydrates whatsoever. Just meat. And what have I been eating? Lots of eggs, lots of ribeyes, lots of just steak, all cuts of steak. I've played with the liver. I don't like it. I tried grilling salmon. Sorry, not a fish guy. Yeah, from Massachusetts, and I don't like fish. Well, that stuff's not working for me. So I'm just sticking to the ribeyes and sticking to the eggs. And I'm thinking now of getting rid of the coffee. I still got some coffee left over in the cupboard. But I've been putting butter in that. I like it. It tastes good, but I'm still getting, I still get a little acid reflux from it. And I think that there's also a guy I need to mention is Dr. Anthony Chaffee. He's definitely another carnivore influencer with a whole heap of knowledge. It was him that was talking about coffee. Coffee can cause inflammation. So I noticed that I do have a tendency to get sore a few hours after drinking a coffee. So I'm going to eliminate that and see how that works on the body as well. I'm going to leave a link to all of these folks in the description of this video, so you can do your own research on the carnivore diet and you can start your own fitness adventure. So I want to go back now to myself and what has been going on with my body up until this point. Despite having quit smoking, I found myself way out of shape, out of breath. I try to run. I like to run. It's therapeutic for me, but my times have just gone like down to ridiculously slow amounts for me. I doubt very much that I could ever get back to the fitness level that I was when I was 25, but it's going to be fun trying. I really want to see how close I can get to the very last PT test that I took. I was 26, and the PT test for the Army at that time was push-ups, sit-ups, 2-mile run. You had 2 minutes to do as many push-ups as you could, 2 minutes to do as many sit-ups as you could, and do a 2-mile run as fast as you possibly can. My final PT test that I did prior to getting out of the military was 89 push-ups, around 84 sit-ups, and I did my 2-mile run in 11 minutes, 3 seconds. Yes, I was hauling ass. I can't do that anymore. I can barely do 5 push-ups. I actually was able to knock out 10 painful push-ups, and it's embarrassing. It really is, to go from this hoorah airborne guy to not being able to do any push-ups. Sit-ups, forget it. Because of all the beer and the nasty food that I've been eating, my belly bloated. And the result is, I'm trying to remember the name, diastasis, I think is what it's called. I'm going to go back and look that up again so I can pronounce it right. That is it created the bloated belly. A lot of pregnant women get this. They created a separation in my abdominal muscles, and apparently the intestines try to push their way through that because it's all separated down there and it's weak. I've been doing a lot of reading on that, and without having to go and do surgery, I'm really going to start working on doing a lot of core exercises. That is my hope, that I'll be able to get that, so when I do a sit-up, I'm not going to get this thing popping out like an alien, you know. So that's my hope. Now I'm going to talk about what's happened since the 5th. Today is the 23rd of June, and so I've been I'm almost a month. This was a 30-day challenge for me, and I'm almost there. So up till now, I've lost 12 pounds. My blood pressure, I had to write this down because when I looked at it, it was just ridiculous. My blood pressure was okay. So on average, my blood pressure was anywhere between 145 to 160 over 80 to 110. So that's wicked bad hypertension, and I don't want that anymore. So I did this diet. And now my blood pressure, as of today, was 114/75. And that's just 2 weeks into the carnivore. My blood pressure is already gone down. I've been kind of tracking this. I got my little blood pressure stuff here since I started this thing. 10 June, it was 124/80, 11, 120/79. And it's been steadily just staying within that range. And so I'm really happy. I'm starting to feel a little bit more clear. I'm more proactive in doing things than I was. I really have to say though that the elimination of the beer was a big thing. That's just a mind fog right there. You get into a nasty habit like that, and that's what it was. It became a daily habit, and it got me. It really got me. It was like I'd come home from work, grab a beer, dinner time, grab another beer, go downstairs to the man cave and start watching TV or playing a few video games and drinking beer. It ended up being even 2 to 3 beers after that. Next thing you know, this became a daily habit. And I hate to say it, but sometimes it was even more than that. That right there was a cause of a lot of my problems. So getting rid of that in itself, I know, was a big, big fix. So if you have a problem like that where you're drinking more than you should, you really need to stop. If you can get away with 1 glass of wine or a beer a day or whatever, that's fine. When you start going to 3, 4, 5, and 6 beers a day, that's not good. It's not healthy. It's going to cause you problems. I am very thankful to God for showing me this path, because I've been definitely doing a lot of praying about how I can get over this. And this carnivore thing popped up. He showed me the way. He gave me the tools that I need through people that I found on YouTube. And so this has been a godsend. I want to send a special shout out to Dr. Jordan Peterson and his daughter Mikhaila, who are also on Joe Rogan's podcast. Those definitely, hearing those stories, all these stories, every single one of these people have their stories. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story, and every story is important. And you really need to go out there and listen to what's been happening with a lot of these people. There's a reason why they became popular. They had so many issues that are way beyond anything that I could fathom physically and even mentally, that I am thankful that they did share their story and their life with us, so that way we could learn from it. And that's the whole point of this channel right here, is to try to do the same. The difference is all these people that I've been following and that have helped me out, they're very well educated people, and they appear to me to have already a lot of self-discipline. You get your doctors on there. Just to go through the schooling and the stuff that they did, and never mind to deal with the job that they deal with. That's self-discipline in itself right there. That's way beyond anything that I could ever imagine. Steak and Butter Gal studied at Juilliard, classical pianist. She's awesome. But again, full of self-discipline. These people have a way. Shawn Baker, orthopedic surgeon, holds a whole bunch of fitness records. He's like me, he's a vet, but he's got a ton of self-discipline. I'm the average guy that doesn't have any of that. I've got no education, didn't grad. I went. I didn't go to college. I just went to high school and went right into the Army, and I was pretty horrible in school. I hated school. Attention deficit disorder. Didn't even know what that was back then. People thought that I was a pretty bright kid, but why couldn't I get my grades up and this, that, and the other thing? So this is who I am. I have a tendency of going off the beaten track. I can't focus, the attention span of a gnat. I want to put out there that since I started this, this has been easy as far as the diet part. The easiest thing I've ever done is just eat the meat. I've always loved meat. I love meat. I got this thing between me and my son, okay? And every time I cook a steak, I point down to the plate and I say, "Who are we?" And we say, "Men of the woods." And what do we eat? Meat. Why? Because it makes us big and strong. Oi! So that's the thing that I've been telling since he was like 5 years old. So I've always been a big meat. I love steaks and hamburgers and all that good stuff. So this is a walk in the park as far as the food part goes. I just grab the stuff out of the refrigerator and I cook 2 or 3 steaks and I'm happy. The hardest thing for me now is to focus on is the exercising. I have started exercising. Thankfully, the one thing that we have done as a family is we hike a lot. I live in Italy. I live about 45 minutes from Venice, and just up north from me, about an hour and a half, is the Dolomites. So we are always up hiking in the Dolomites, and we have a lot of big hills behind the house and places. There's paths and trekking paths everywhere. You just can't get enough hiking here. I mean, I've basically, I came over here in 1988, and apart from 4 years, I've been here the whole time, and I still haven't gotten enough hiking. So we're out doing that every Sunday. We take off and do that, and so some of those are really challenging. But the thing of it is, though, is that it's been painful to do, even though we do it often. My recovery time before starting this thing was 0. I would get down and do 5 push-ups, and I'd be sore. Truck, whoa, slow down on high speed, and I would be sore for 2 weeks afterward. And I'm not talking about oh, I just did some push-ups, now I got some good muscle ache and they're growing. No, I was in pain. I had to start shoving down ibuprofens, and it was even a guy told me about drinking pineapple juice has anti-inflammatory effects and this, that, and the other thing. I was doing anything to get rid of that pain. Wasn't happening. So I gave up exercising all the time just because of that. But since this carnivore thing, guess what? No pain. It's insane. We went on this crazy hike Sunday, and Monday I felt all right. Tuesday I wanted to die. My thighs and my calves were I mean, these steps were ridiculous. It was probably a good 5K and winding up 45-degree angles with steps that were about a foot high. It was crazy. But we did it up and down. But oh my God, the thighs and the calves were killing. They're still a little tender, but I tell you what, I don't have half the pain that I used to. I would go for that with a pain like that for a week and a half. And these are using muscles that I use every day walking and the occasional run. Speaking of run, my times have gotten better. I had knee pain because I was running so hard and fast that my body was like, "What you doing, bro? Slow down." So they're fine now. So I know I can go back out there, and that's just going to be a sign of strength. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and so the pain is gone on the knees, and I'm going to go back out there and run again. I started lifting some dumbbell. I got some dumbbells and a bench, and so I started doing some of that. And again, I had a little bit of ache from the exercise, no pain. So this is great. So I did my first experimentation with the exercising, and that's going really well. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to, again, put some links down in the description. If you liked my video, please like, subscribe, so we can chit-chat again. I want to motivate you to do what this average nobody guy is doing, getting healthy. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Because like I said, I don't have that self-discipline thing that a lot of people have. This has always been a difficult thing for me, but I'm just feeling like so motivated right now that there's a lot of good things happening in my body. At the end of my 30 days, I'm going to go and get some blood drawn, and I want to see what my levels of everything are. And I will share that with you. I will let you know how that's going. I will continue to update you on the weight. I'll let you know how my exercise is going. Other side, you can see the grill back there. Definitely do some grilling. I got that barbecue over here, and just over yonder I have a Weber's because I like to smoke my meat too. And so I will definitely throw some stuff out there, and I'll show you some of my barbecuing and things, and we'll see if I can't go online and find some good recipes. If you got any good recipes that are carnivore friendly, let me know, okay? And I'll cook it for you. I will cook it on the barbecues over there, and we'll see how they come out. And I really thank you for watching this video, and I thank you for walking with me on this fitness adventure. And so God bless you.